What is up, guys? Orbital-Pilot back here once again in the world of Warthunder. This time taken to the sky in the P80. Now, the P80 is an American 7.0 jet. It's actually the first jet, or one of the first jets you can get in the American lineup. And with Warthunder kind of pushing the early tier jet thing, I figured I'd get them all. Well, actually, I have them all. I figured I'd fly them all out in a video, just, to get you guys acquainted if you guys don't have them. So my original plan was to kind of get these planes, show them off, and like I have been with the Vampire and the Meteors, but something else arose, and I had actually the Sea Meteor, the Meteor Mark F3 video was recorded, I believe, the day that the new patch came out, and this is June 15th, so a couple days have passed, and people have gotten the planes that they wanted. One of those planes happens to be the Tu-4. Yeah, basically the Russian version of the B-29 with a bunch of 23mm cannons equipped instead of 50 cals. I'm not going to say it's game breaking, but for this tier, it's a little game breaking. All three clips that I'm showing you guys in this video, all of these games have ended under 6.5 minutes. And this is not some rare thing, guys. I played 6 matches. 5 out of the 6 matches ended this way. The only reason the other one didn't, well, actually, I don't know if it even did, was because I died. I did get shot down. So, it's just so annoying for the fighters when they're not even halfway through their battle, and either your team or the enemy team, it goes both ways, guys, has rushed the bases, has rushed the airfield, and bombed everything out. Everything. So that the game pretty much immediately ends. Once the airfield has been bombed, like many of you guys know, you cannot stop the game from ending. It will end in about 30, or anywhere from 20 to a minute. 20 seconds to a minute, the game will be over, the game will be done, and you'll have a very, very hard time getting a kill in that amount of time. Now, this kind of does a weird thing. First of all, it forces pilots to do stupid, dumb things, dumb habits that they shouldn't be doing. For instance, going head-on. Now, going head-on is a fine tactic, but, for instance, going head-on with an ME-262 or with a Bearcat or a Focke-Wulf 190 D13 when you only have 50 cals, not the wise idea. But I've seen a lot more pilots doing it because they know that the game will most likely end within a couple of minutes. So, first of all, it does that. Second of all, as we can see here, we have about 4 or 5 fighters on the enemy team remaining. The Ki-84 and the F-84 are chasing down the B-29. They'll never catch him, and if they do, it's going to be too late. So, those are 2 planes out of the game already. We have a Focke-Wulf 190. Oh, and guess what? We also have a Tu-4 on the enemy team. Yeah, no one's ever going to catch him, and if they do, they're going to be sitting behind him, where all those 23mm cannons are equipped. Now, I don't like to come at a problem without a solution, and this is true. This puts the game at a very weird position because what can you do? You can make them, I don't know, you can make the bombers start off a little bit lower. That would allow at least the planes like this to climb up, because I cannot get to bomber altitude before they bomb out some bases at least. Bearcats barely can. They're just too high, and they have too many weapons now to be at that height, without them doing anything. Now right there, that was my fault. I should have landed those shots a little bit better. But the game is about to end, so I'm just kind of like spraying everywhere. Not the wisest plan, so therefore I won't get the kill. But yeah, there we go. That clip was exactly 4 minutes and like 30 seconds. So, like it wasn't already bad enough, it spawns me on basically an arcade map. Now the Tu-4s are 8 miles away. And this is a little bit of a join-in-progress game, but as we can see, it's not that much of a join-in-progress game. The bombers might have been, I don't know, 9 miles away, 10 miles away at the very beginning of the match. But my P80 is not going to be able to get to that altitude in that amount of time. The MiG-9, most definitely not. A Bearcat, maybe, maybe. A Spitfire, maybe. But we have Vampires on our team. We have late MiG-9s. We're not going to be able to get to that altitude. I personally don't have the guns on this aircraft, which, by the way, are 6 50 caliber M2 machine guns, to get to that altitude and shoot them down. It's not going to happen. So instead, what you have a bunch of players doing is letting the bombers go and just going and fighting the battle as quickly as they can. Now, I immediately put the plane in a very, very straight line towards the mountains to escape any incoming fighters and gain speed. The P80 is a fairly quick plane. As we can see there, or a couple seconds ago, we were surpassing the MiG-9 late. Quite easily, in fact. Now, I'm not sure what his upgrade status is, but this has all, I believe, the only thing I don't have unlocked is like the G suit and those later tier things. But I do have the engine. So what you are saying is basically a souped up P80. And it's decent. You lose at sea level, your max speed is probably going to be around 520 miles an hour. Not very good, not very bad though. You are facing things such as the Vampire, which you will easily outrun. The MiG-9 is quite an even match for you. That's a very, very, very fun plane to actually, go in combat to. The Meteor you will outrun, but you won't turn as well. So it's really, nothing is bad about this plane. It may not be great, but the problem with this plane and flying it is not the plane. It's not the other planes. There's not an OP plane. It's the fact that your bases can be bombed out. Now, right now I could have gone straight up, 500 miles an hour. I might have been able to get to that altitude. But there's nothing saying I wouldn't be shot down immediately either. So it puts the game at a really, really weird point. Because what do you really do? Now, it may kind of go away, just like the B-29s did. They're not nearly as bad as they were. Where people get tired of flying the Tu-4 and, go fly something else. So the bomber spam won't be as bad. But what also could happen is that the Tu-4s are getting so many kills. They're getting so much RP. Why stop flying them? Just grind up the whole Russian line with the Tu-4. And it's not their fault. Why not do that? It's an easy way to grind up that line. So, that's what's in the game. Why not use it? At least that's what I think. But as we can see there, this one was actually even shorter, I believe. Okay, we're at 4 minutes starting right now. Yeah. Enemy airfield destroyed. And you guys saw me take off on this one. So this wasn't anything different. I mean, this match was not elongated in any way by me. Now right there I could have landed a couple shots, but the M2's not doing a ton of damage. Nothing really gets taken down. Now, I would never do this. What I'm doing right now, fighting a Vampire, even if it's in the vertical, not something I would ever do, guys. Ever. Never, ever do that. But considering the match is going to end, for 100% sure, I'm going to take every chance I can get. And that includes going heads up with a Meteor. And if you guys have seen my Meteor videos, you guys know how good of a head-on machine those things are. Not something wise to go head-on, but there even I am going head-on with them, just because that's really your only option left. Okay, so now, last match against the Germans. Oh, and I also don't know if I told you guys, for some weird reason, all 3 matches were all nations. I don't quite understand that. I hate it. I don't know why they're doing this. But they are. So, whatever. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below. So Yak 17, I'm trying desperately to get a kill. Now, base airfield destroyed. So yeah, the match is going to end. Are you guys seeing a common theme here? Because I sure am. Yak 17 takes it in the horizontal turn. Not the wisest idea. Get a couple shots on him, but I'm going to have to go back up. Now right here, barely any fighters have died. barely any, maybe a couple. And now look, the game is already ending. So you have people doing crazy things, people doing crazy maneuvers, something I would never personally do. Now, luckily enough, it does actually pay off right here, and I get a decent kill. But now look, we have the enemy bombers attacking our airfield, our bombers are attacking their airfield. It's a mess. And this is basically what all the matches in my P80 have been. So, guys, I know I didn't talk a lot about the P80, but there's nothing wrong with this plane. The plane is great. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine. Going against normal jets like the Hornet 229 and the MiGs, it's a lot of fun. That's balanced. It's fun. As long as you have correct tactics, you don't do anything stupid, you'll probably do just fine. The problem is that the match ends before any of these new slow, not slow, but slower, you know, tier 1 of the fighters, of the jets, can get into combat. So, let me know what you guys think down below of this whole situation. Am I wrong? Does it not need fixing? Maybe I just got really unlucky. Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.